Welcome back to 108.9 Live Wire FM. A reminder of our talkback topic today. Do look after our boys when they come home, and who are the heroes you want remembered? We've got Andy on the line. Andy from Gresson Hall. Go for it, Andy.
Well, Benjamin Newell was an amazing man. He was born in 1879 in the Mitford and Launditch Union. He had a real traumatic start to life. Not only, as you can appreciate, in those days being in a workhouse, but also he had to undergo a controversial surgical operation for his hair lip. He was the third of four siblings, and from 1882, children were boarded out from the workhouse. However, come 1891, Benjamin lives at the workhouse, and his mother and his other siblings had moved to a village called Great Dunham. The school in the Union was inspected in 1884. The school was classed as unsatisfactory and failing in reading, writing and arithmetic. It was decided that the school would be closed and then reopened a little later. Benjamin would have gone to the local school in the village during the time it was closed. Benjamin would have started his training in boot finishing at the Union. And then in 1893, Benjamin was sent to be an apprentice for Mr. Abraham Bacon Matthews of Wollaston in Northamptonshire as a boot finisher. Now, Mr. Matthews had a vested interest in boys from the Mitford and Launditch Poor Law Union because he himself was brought up here, and the guardians like to send him boys because they are usually happy and contented when Mr. Matthews looks after them and then obviously trains him in becoming a boot finisher. Benjamin's army career started on the 10th of April 1915 when Benjamin was enlisted in the Northamptonshire Regiment at Wellingborough at the age of 36. At this time he was 5 foot 6 inches tall, and his brother Harry Newell was his next of kin. The title that they had, they were a willing volunteer. Now, these early volunteers formed what was known as the Powers Battalions and were often made up of close friends taken from local communities. So therefore, it's likely that Benjamin would have served among friends during his time in France. Benjamin arrived at his unit in September 1915 as a part of a new draft of 50 men. He entered the trenches a week later, and his battalion formed part of the army that was assigned to the Somme. On the 1st of July 1916, Benjamin's battalion went over the top. When you think of a trench, filled with water, with barbed wire, and very, very hostile places. On the 14th of July 1916, the battalion was involved in an attack on an area known as Trones Wood. During this action, Benjamin was shot in the left arm, causing his upper arm to be badly broken near the elbow. As a result of his wounds, he was sent to the Queen Mary's Military Hospital in Whaley in Lancashire. It was for his bravery during this action that Benjamin was awarded the military medal. In some ways, he was fortunate that he was injured at the Somme because it led to him missing much of the worst fighting of the entire war. From October 1916 to April 1917, Benjamin was in and out of various hospitals for recuperation and physiotherapy on the 30th of April 1917. And he was involved then in the final days at the Battle of Arras. His battalion were involved in fighting at Passchendaele. Benjamin was wounded for the second and last time on the 18th of September 1918. Where he incurred a gunshot wound to the left forearm together with injury to the face and left leg. From these injuries and previous campaigns, Benjamin was awarded 4 medals: the 14-15 Star, the British War Medal, the Victory Medal, and the Military Medal and Bar. He was actually discharged from the army on the 12th of October 1920, and he returned to live with Mrs. Luck's home in Wollaston, Northamptonshire. In 1953, Benjamin passes away at the age of 74. He is cremated in Wellingborough, but he had no known family at this time. Having served in Her Majesty's forces myself and in flashpoints throughout the world, the length of time that we served in certain areas was minimal compared with what people like Benjamin had to go through in the First and Second World Wars. Generally, conflicts these days last maybe for 6 months or whatever, but to actually comprehend being in trenches and going over the top and having to carry out these orders, which possibly you knew that you would be killed as soon as you put your head above the parapet. The admiration that you have to have for these people is unbelievable. And, lest we forget,